Hi everyone and welcome to Rollercoaster Joasters. In this video I'm going to be ranking the coasters of Paulton's Park. Now Paulton's Park is an absolutely amazing park, as you saw from my vlog I made a couple of days ago, and I figured why not rank them, because all of the coasters there are all great family coasters. Now keep in mind it is a family park, so none of the coasters actually make it into my top 20 or top 10, but they're still outstanding coasters and I recommend you go and ride them. But without me blabbering on all this time, sit back, relax and enjoy. Number 7. At the number 7 spot we have Dino Chase. Now Dino Chase, it serves a purpose at the park. Being the only junior coaster at the park, it fulfills that purpose quite well. It has a very basic layout, but that is really what is holding it back, its layout. It has an awesome, incredible theming with a very cute zero car train, but other than that, it's really just a kiddie coaster at the end of the day. So, and something has to come at the bottom of the barrel, and unfortunately, it is Dino Chase that comes at the bottom of the barrel for me at Paulton's Park. Number 6. In the number 6 spot, we have Caterpillar. There's not really much to say about this coaster other than the fact that it's a basic layout with some mediocre theming. The only reason it's higher than Dino Chase is because it has a bit more of a better layout. But other than that, the trains are not really good, and I believe in the future it will be receiving a retrack or some sort of overhaul with maybe a new theme, or it might even be included into Native Springs in the future. But yeah, Caterpillar is unremarkable, so it comes in at the number 6 spot. Number 5. The number 5 spot is Farmyard Flyer. Farmyard Flyer was built in 2022 and was the second phase of Tornado Springs. It fits in perfectly into the area as it rounds up the lineup pretty well at being the family coaster comparing to the thrilling Storm Chaser, which will be higher up on the list by the way. In terms of a ride, Farmyard Flyer is just a family coaster at the end of the day, but it is enhanced greatly by the amount of detail on the theming it has around the area and on the ride itself. It has really nice smell pods, which makes it smell like a farm, and the ride experience itself is also pretty good, as some of the helixes on the ride are pretty intense in certain sections. The only thing that I would say, other than this coaster, which really holds it back, is the fact that the other coasters in the park are better than it, so that's the reason it ends up in the number 5 spot, is the fact that it is a junior coaster at the end of the day, and it's not going to be able to compete with any of the other coasters really very well. So Farmyard Flyer comes in at the number 5 spot. Number 4. At the number 4 spot is the Velociraptor. This ride is really well done as it has lots of dinosaur animatronics around the area and the queue line. It also has a bunch of foliage around the area as well. The coaster itself is pretty unremarkable in terms of forces, and the airtime is pretty weak on it, but it's a step above Farmyard Flyer as it is a little bit more thrilling and does have a minor pop of airtime on the spike. But all in all, Velociraptor comes in the number 4 spot because other coasters at the park are greater than it, which will be coming up shortly. Number 3. At the number 3 spot, we have Cobra. Now, Cobra is an awesome Gerstlauer bobsled coaster as it is basically a wild mouse, but it's so much more than just a wild mouse coaster. It starts off with a helix at the start of the ride, and then goes into quite a few hairpin turns which have great laterals to them. It then goes into a more series of more helixes around the final part of the ride before entering the actual final part of the ride, which is a run of airtime hills before entering another helix before entering the station. This is a really good coaster as it combines thrilling forces with a family ride, which makes it a great experience to ride. The one thing really holding this coaster back is the fact that there's not much theming around the area, and it's pretty bare bones compared to what the other rest of the park offers. So as a result, it is lower down. But you've got to bear in mind it is an older rider attraction and probably will get an uplift soon. So hopefully in the nearby future, this ride will become much better. And if it got more theming added to it, then I would say that it could actually become number 1 at the park. It could easily move. This top 3 could easily move around depending on how good the ride's operating and how good they look after the theming of the various areas. But yeah, Cobra comes in at the number 3 spot. Number 2. In the number 2 spot is Flight of the Pterosaur. This is the family suspended coaster of Paulton's Park, and I believe it is the best suspended coaster in the UK at the moment. This is because of how smooth the ride is. The train design of Flight of the Pterosaur is absolutely phenomenal. It uses no over-the-shoulder restraints. Instead, it uses an over-shoulder lap bar, which really enhances the ride greatly, as it makes it such a re-rideable coaster and experience. It's also got a level of detail that not many coasters in the UK can speak of. With the amount of rockwork it's got and the dinosaur animatronics dotted around the area, it makes it a phenomenal ride. It also has some pretty intense moments. The final helix on the ride is very intense and pulls quite a few G's. So yeah, Fly of the Pterosaur comes in the number 2 spot on my overall ranking list for Paulton's Park. Number 1. And in the number 1 spot we have Storm Chaser. This is the best family coaster in the UK, hands down. The level of detail it has in the queue line and around the surrounding area is absolutely amazing. The coaster itself is fantastic too, filling a lots of forces, especially with the spinning cars around the helixes. And it's got a couple of airtime pops and is on overall a great experience ride. This coaster is best in the UK for us in terms of storyline and theming combined together. I believe Tornado Springs is the best area in the UK. May even compete with some of the areas in Europe. But yeah, Storm Chaser for me is the best coaster at Paulton's Park. There's not much really I can say more about it, other than the fact it's got a really cool atmosphere around the area. The way it goes overhead, you can get really close to the ride. And overall, I highly recommend you get to the Paulton's Park to try out Storm Chaser, because it's such a fantastic ride, and it's definitely worth a visit in itself to Paulton's Park. And it may be a clone of some other Mack Ride spinning coasters out there, like Spider-Man Doc Ock's Revenge and Sierra Sidewinder, but that doesn't matter. The theming of this coaster is phenomenal, and I highly recommend you get out there and ride it as soon as possible if you have not already. So that is my overall top rankings for Paulton's Park coasters. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe for me, as it really does help out the channel a lot. And hit that little bell icon to see more YouTube channels from Rollercoaster Joaster. But without further ado, it's goodbye from me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!